Hi, this is Nora with Responsive Resumes. I want to tell you why it's so important to have an amazing resume. I know it's very frustrating when you're applying for a lot of jobs, but then you don't hear back, there's no responses, there's no interviews, and you don't really know why. Well, I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to take control over that area a little bit more so that you can see some good results. Now, back in the days, it was really easy for us to just print out our resume, walk over to the recruiter and just hand them the resume and say, hey, you want to have a chat? I'm interested in a job here. That doesn't work nowadays. Nowadays, everything is online. So everything has become more electronic. So when you're applying for a job, you usually go to one of the search engines like Indeed.com, Glassdoor.com, Monsters.com. There's so many websites over there that you can choose and you can apply for jobs. So it's become really, really important that your resume is keyword optimized. It means that it has the right and appropriate keywords in it. But why? Why does it have to have the right keywords? Here's why. Recruiters are using something called the ATS scans. ATS means application tracking systems. And ATS helps the recruiter to filter and manage all of the resumes that come in through the applications. There's so many resumes that come in for each job that it's really hard for a recruiter to manage all of them. But the ATS scan can do it in seconds, and it's really, really efficient. And you probably would use it too if you were a recruiter. So that's why they use it. But what does that mean for you? It means that because you're not the only person sending in your resume to a job, that you need to be extra careful what's in the resume, what the keywords are. Let me show you so you can see this visually, okay? So let's say this is your resume. Oh, pen is not working. There. This is your resume. This is the content of your resume. This is all of the things that you wrote down and spent some time summarizing. Now the ATS comes in and it scans the keywords. Keyword here, keyword here. This is what we're looking for. Great, awesome. No, not this, this one, this one. And now, when you hit 15 to 25 keywords, the ATS goes, ka-ching. Yes, this person is approved. And now your resume goes into the recruiter's hands. Now the recruiter will have a look at your resume. We sometimes have an illusion that when we apply for a job that we're sending our application, it goes to the recruiter's email address and they open the email and then they don't respond or they reject us, but that's not true. First, we go through an online software system that scans our resume and then we go to the recruiter. So keep that in mind when you're sitting there feeling, okay, I'm not getting any responses. What's going on? I'm not getting any interviews. It's probably because your resume is not keyword optimized. Now, what happens now? The resume gets into the recruiter's hands. Now, looks matter, okay? It's really important that your resume looks amazing. Okay? And it's important that it looks amazing because the recruiter has a lot of resumes in his hands. So he wants to be able to get some sort of impression of your resume. You want to make sure it looks organized. A resume doesn't have to have fireworks and colors and, pictures of you. It just has to be organized, okay? But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to show you some examples so that you can judge which one is more organized and which one looks less appealing. Here's Michael's resume. He sent us this 4-page resume. Michael's into IT, so he wanted to include a lot of information and things of his past, including a lot of technical skills. Now, this one is very ordinary. A lot of people send us this and then they're wondering why it's not working. First of all, it's 4 pages long. Yes, 4 pages. And that's too much. 2 pages is max. Remember, a resume means a summary. So you have to be able to summarize and use your summarization skills when you make a resume. Second of all, it's very dense. I mean, if the recruiter wants to skim your resume, he has to skim the whole thing in order to know what you're about, because there's no clear summary, okay? There's no clear line where he can see, okay, this is the person's skills. I can move on to the next one. No, it's just very, very dense. So what we did with Michael is we did this. 2 pages beautifully organized resume. Look at this. A nice letterhead with his name, information. You know, you can't go wrong because you see immediately where you can reach him. A nice summary line summarizing what he does and what he's all about. 2 columns of skills so that the recruiter can see immediately what skills is he good at, what is his expertise. And then because Michael is into IT and there's a lot of technical things that are important for that job, we put his technical skills and certification just right under. Because look at this, now the recruiter can come and make a mental screenshot, see exactly what this person is about. If he's interested, he's going to read a little bit more here in the work history, which is so inviting. I mean, look at this line spacing and structure of this. It's just so easy on the eye. I mean, look at this and look at this. Which one would you prefer to read? This one, right? Absolutely. And this one gave him much better results than what he had. Okay, so have a look at this. Pauline's resume. Pauline sent us her 3-page resume and she said, okay, this is not working for me. I'm not getting any interviews, no responses. Okay, more than half of her page is short summaries that doesn't really say anything about her and who she is and what she's worked with. And the rest is very structured, so that's good, but it definitely was not keyword optimized. So that's something that you all have to work really hard at and make sure that you research what works, what does not. And so what we did with Pauline, she's also into marketing, so it's very important for her to really stand out in the crowd of marketing applications. So what we did is, 2 pages, red and black. I mean, ooh la la. Okay, Pauline's letterhead is red and black, but it's not one of those flashy, untasteful. It's very nice and professional. Do you see that? So even though there's color, there's still class. There's still elegance in it. Professional lines as well. Now, you can see her beautiful professional summary, 2 nice skills columns with her skills and expertise, and then her nicely spaced work history together with her education at the bottom. I mean, this made such a good impression that she was very happy with this. In fact, she told me, wow, I would even hire myself, which is a really good compliment to get on a resume. So you guys, looks really do matter in the resume, okay? So make sure that it looks really good. If you would go out on a date with someone that you're trying to impress, wouldn't you dress a little bit nicely to make a good impression? Or would you show up in your PJs and say, okay, take me for who I am. I have a lot of knowledge. It just doesn't work that way, okay? So make sure that you make a good impression. Be professional. So yes, if you're sitting there now with an outdated draft, the wording is not so good, the formatting doesn't look perfect, and the layout is kind of boring. Imagine if you had a responsive resume, something with solid content, professional layout, fully keyword optimized, it's skimmable, it's organized. Do you think that the results would be different? Do you think that would make a difference in your job search? Absolutely. So I've given you a lot of ideas of how you can make your resume more responsive. You can use those ideas today and just make it much better than it is. And for those of you that don't have time, I understand. That's why we're here. And you might not want to spend hours and hours researching or rewriting your resume content and editing the layout. That's okay. Just send us an email. Send us an email with your resume draft and any questions that you might have, and we'll email you back with a great plan. I mean, this is the fastest way for you to get a responsive resume, high quality, that you can use just within a few days and get really good results online in your applications. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.